So in this example program, we are going to see how we can print this right triangular alphabetic pattern onto the console. So in this example program, we have one class called character pattern, and inside the main method we have one integer variable row. This will hold the number of rows our pattern going to print. I have initialized it with the value 5. Also we can take user input for the row number. Then we have another integer variable alphabet. It will hold the ASCII value of one character. I have initialized it with the value 65, which is the ASCII value of capital A. And then we have two nested for loop. The outer for loop will run from 0 to less than the row number by increasing the control variable I, and the nested inner for loop will run from 0 to less than equal I by increasing the control variable j. And in every iteration of the inner for loop, it will add the control variable j with the value of the variable alphabet. It will add those two numbers and it will convert that to one character using the character casting, and then it will print that character onto the console. And after that we have the Println method for the line break, and then the control will go back to the beginning of the outer for loop and the cycle will continue to happen until the outer for loop condition become false. Then the outer for loop will be terminated and the whole program will be terminated. So at the beginning of the outer for loop, the value of I will be 0, so the nested inner for loop will run one time and it will add the value of control variable j with the value of the variable alphabet. It will add those two numbers and it will convert that to one character by using the character casting. So it will print the capital A, which has the ASCII value as 65. And then we have the Println method. So there is gonna be one line break, and then the control will go back to the beginning of the outer for loop, and this time the value of I will be 1. So the nested inner for loop will run from 0 to 1. So the nested inner for loop will iterate 2 times, and in the first iteration it will add 65 plus 0, so it will print capital A onto the console, and in the next iteration it will add 65 plus 1. The value is gonna be 66, which is the ASCII value of capital B. So it will print capital B onto the console. And then we have the Println method. So there is gonna be one line break, and the control will again go back to the beginning of the outer for loop, and this time the value of I will be 2. So the nested inner for loop will run from 0 to 2. So the inner for loop will iterate 3 times, and in every iteration it will print the capital A, B, C onto the console, and this way it will continue to print the characters onto the console. So whenever the value of I become 5, then the outer for loop condition will be false. So the outer for loop will be terminated and the whole program will be terminated as well. And this way we can print this right triangular alphabetic pattern onto the console. So now I'm gonna save the program and I'm gonna compile and run the program. And we have printed the right triangular alphabetic pattern onto the console. So this way we can use the nested for loop, where in every iteration of the inner for loop we have added the control variable j with the variable alphabet to have the effective ASCII value of the character, and then we have used the character casting to convert that ASCII value to one character. And this way we have printed the right triangular alphabetic pattern onto the console. So hope you understand the concept. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you.